Okay, so for my morning message, I was assigned Chapter 9, which is vocabulary building strategies. And one of the important things about vocabulary building strategies is that they help build reading comprehension and it helps to teach words in relation to others. So if a child is trying to read a story and they don't understand the words in them, then they're not going to be able to comprehend the text as a whole. So it's really important to try to teach the vocabulary strategies as they're teaching a child to read so they can understand what's going on. So today we're going to be a first grader, and we're going to read a story, The Rainbow Fish, and then we're going to work in 3 different stations like we normally do in class. So we'll begin. I'm going to be teaching now. And I'm going to read this, and you're going to read with me as I go, okay? Okay.
Hello, first graders. Last summer I went fishing. I couldn't help but admire all the fish that would glide by the boat with their scales shimmering in the water. Have you ever seen a fish? They are quite peculiar looking. Sincerely, Miss Ryder.
Did you notice anything special about the morning message?
There are some words that are underlined.
What do you think is special about the words underlined? Have you seen them before?
Well, I think peculiar means like weird, like a little bit weird. And I think that fish have scales, so it's like their skin.
So it's like their skin?
Mm-hmm.
Those are some good guesses. So today we're going to focus on these 5 vocabulary words that are underlined, and we're going to work in 3 different stations to help build your knowledge of those vocabulary words. But before we start, I have this that will help you remember the definition of the words. So you are right about scales. They're kind of like the fish skin. They're the outer covering of a fish. The word admire means to view someone or something with wonder, amazement, or appreciation. Glide means to move smoothly by. Shimmer is to shine in the light, and peculiar is something strange or odd or weird, like you said. Those make sense?
Yep.
So first, before we start our stations, we're going to read a story called The Rainbow Fish, and pay special attention as I read the story because you might find some of your vocabulary words in the story. A long way out in the deep blue sea there lived a fish. Not just an ordinary fish, but the most beautiful fish in the entire ocean. His scales were every shade of blue and green and purple, with sparkling silver scales among them. The other fish were amazed at his beauty. They called him Rainbow Fish. Come on, Rainbow Fish, they would call. Come and play with us. But the Rainbow Fish would just glide past, proud and silent, letting his scales shimmer. What does shimmer mean again?
Shimmer means to shine in the light, like his scales are really shiny.
Very good one. One day, a little blue fish followed after him. Rainbow Fish, he called, wait for me. Please give me one of your shiny scales. They are so wonderful, and you have so many. You want me to give you one of my special scales? Who do you think you are? Cried the Rainbow Fish. Get away from me. Shocked, the little blue fish swam away. He was so upset, he told all his friends what had happened. From then on, no one would have anything to do with the Rainbow Fish. They turned away when he swam by. What good were the dazzling, shimmering scales with no one to admire them?
Admire means to look at something and be amazed by it.
Very good. Now he was the loneliest fish in the entire ocean. One day he poured out his troubles to the starfish. I really am beautiful. Why doesn't anyone like me? I can't answer that for you, said the starfish, but if you go beyond the coral reef to a deep cave, you'll find the wise octopus. Maybe she can help you. The Rainbow Fish found the cave. It was very dark inside, and he couldn't see anything. Then suddenly 2 eyes caught him in their glare, and the octopus emerged from the darkness. "I have been waiting for you," said the octopus with a deep voice. "The waves have told me your story. This is my advice. Give a glittering scale to each of the other fish. You will no longer be the most beautiful fish in the sea, but you'll discover how to be happy." "I can't," the rainbow fish started to say, but the octopus had already disappeared into the dark cloud of ink. "Give away my scales, my beautiful shiny scales? Never. How could I ever be happy without them?" Suddenly he felt the light touch of a fin. The little blue fish was back. "Rainbow fish, please don't be angry. I just want one little scale." The rainbow fish wavered. "Only one very small shimmery scale," he thought. "Well, maybe I wouldn't miss just one." Carefully the rainbow fish pulled out the smallest scale and gave it to the little fish. Thank you very much," the little fish bubbled playfully as he tucked the shiny scale among his blue ones. A rather peculiar feeling came over the rainbow fish. For a long time he watched the little blue fish swim back and forth with his new scale glittering in the water. The little blue fish whizzed through the ocean with his scale flashing, so it didn't take long before the rainbow fish was surrounded by other fish. Everyone wanted a glittering scale. The rainbow fish shared his scales left and right, and the more he gave away, the more delighted he became. When the water around him filled with glimmering scales, he at last felt at home among the other fish. Finally the rainbow fish had only one shimmering scale left. His most prized possessions had been given away, yet he was very happy. "Come on, rainbow fish," they called. "Come and play with us." "Here I come," said the rainbow fish, and happy as a splash he swam off to join his friends. So, what did you think of the story?
I really liked it.
You really liked it? You noticed some of our vocabulary words in there?
Yeah, all of them, I think.
Yeah, you're right. So now that we have finished reading the story, you're going to work on 3 different stations you're going to move through, and you're going to work with these vocabulary words that we have found in the story. At the first station, which is over here, you're going to be given a handout that has different sentences written on them, and in each sentence there's going to be a blank. And your job is to fill in, under the blank, I guess I should say, there are 3 words. And you're going to read the sentence, pick which word you think best fits that sentence, circle it, and then write in the blank. Does that make sense? Yep. At the second station, you're going to be given a paragraph, and it has 5 italicized words, which are words that I'll explain to you. And your job is to read the sentence, and you're going to look at the italicized word and think, what word would that sound like that matches one of my vocabulary words? That word is going to be a synonym for one of your vocabulary words. So you're going to cross off the italicized word and replace it with one of your vocabulary words you think best fits it. Okay? Then you're going to take a piece of paper and you're going to fold it in half hot dog style. And on the left side, you're going to write new words. And that's where you're going to write your 5 vocabulary words. And on the right side, you're going to write words I already know. And you're going to take the words that are italicized in here and match them up with your new vocabulary words so the synonyms are next to each other. Okay. And at the third station, you're going to be given a concept circle, and you're going to read the sentence at the top of the concept circle, and then you're going to match it with, or you're going to shade in the word that you think best fits that statement or sentence. Okay, does that make sense?
Yes.
So we'll start over at station 1.
The birds seemed to blank through the sky, looking for a tree to land on. Glide. The water would shimmer brightly in the sun when the waves moved in the water. No.
Okay, you can go to your next station.
Hi, Dr. V. The rainbow fish had very shiny skin, scales, or skin that's on fish, that all the other fish appreciated. Oh, they admired it. They thought it was odd or weird or peculiar that his scales seemed to shine, shimmer, as he would glide through the water when the light hit them and theirs didn't. A new word is scales, which means skin. New word is admired, also appreciated. Peculiar, excuse me. Odd. Shimmer is a new word, and shine is another no word. Glide and what new vocabulary word does this statement best describe? To move smoothly by. Glide. This reminds me of fractions.
Kind of like fractions. What fraction was that represent, Erin?
I shaded in 1/4 of the circle.
You're so smart.
I ate 1/4 of a pizza last night.
No.
Odd is a synonym for the word peculiar. Together, we ate half of a pizza in one sitting.
Together we did do that. Okay. So back to Karen as an undergrad. The first station is with the sentences is called teaching words in relation to others, specifically selecting. So the educational gain of this is when you have students select something, they're making a choice, and the value is adding like to have a rationale for the choice that they have just made. So to gear up this, I said that students could work individually and do this on their own instead of in groups, because ideally this would have been a group thing. So students could work on it individually and then afterwards write a sentence explaining why they selected what they did. To gear this activity down, I said you could work together as a class to complete it. And you could also take sentences directly from the rainbow fish, omit the vocabulary word, and then place 3 new words underneath, because it might be easier for them to remember it when it comes from the rainbow fish. Right? For the second station, which was developing word meaning, specifically synonyms, the educational gain of this is students might not necessarily know a specific label to a concept, but know the concept but not the label. So when you have them look up synonyms, it gives them a new word that they don't already know. To gear this up, I said students could write their own paragraphs and switch with a partner to have them fill in the synonyms on their own. To gear down, students could be given a thesaurus and they could look up the italicized word and find a synonym, or find their from the italicized word. They could find their vocabulary word in the thesaurus and write it down, or they could look up their vocabulary word in the thesaurus by the synonym that's in here and then write it down. For the third station, which was classifying and categorizing words, specifically concept circles, the great thing about a concept circle is that it provides students with a format to critically study words and to connect words conceptually. And it's also great because it can be adapted for a wide variety of ages and grade levels. To gear this station up, I said students could create their own concept circles, one for each vocabulary word, and if time they could switch with a partner, but if not, it would just give them perfect practice with that word. To gear down, I said depending on the sentence or statement that they are given, they could look up in the dictionary the definition for the word, or they could look up in the thesaurus the synonym of the word. And